Welcome to the first show titled DuPage Engaged. I am Dr. Darlene Rossetti, the Regional Superintendent of Schools for DuPage County. This show is going to be dedicated to those people who make a difference in our county every single day. We live in what I believe is the best county, not just in the state of Illinois, but perhaps in the entire country. We've got great schools, we've got forest preserves and parks and great rec centers. We have safe neighborhoods, safe communities, and we have a county government that focuses on fiscal responsibility and accountability. But none of that can be as good as it is without volunteers and people who every single day want to do more, be more, and dare to do more for the people of DuPage County. My mother used to say all the time, if only we could hear the prayers of others, God wouldn't have to work so hard. And I think that that is true about our volunteers here in DuPage County. So today we're going to focus on those people who make a difference. We're also going to focus on a new initiative. It's a new year, it's a new show, and we have a new initiative here in DuPage County and also in the entire state of Illinois. And with us here today too, we have our new Lieutenant Governor, Evelyn Sanguinetti. And it is such an honor to have Evelyn with us here today. I want to welcome you, Evelyn, and I also want to congratulate you on all of your hard work in being our Lieutenant Governor. I want to congratulate our new governor, Bruce Rounder. So I know we're all excited here in DuPage County about the future. And again, I just cannot thank you enough for being, here with us today. I'm really honored that you have accepted the challenge of being the honorary chair of a brand new initiative. Do you want to tell us about the initiative a little bit, the state part of it, and then we'll continue to chat.
Yeah, well, good morning, Darlene. Thank you so much for having me. And I agree with you, DuPage is really great, not just because I'm a resident, right? So I know that our Senate declared that 2015 shall be the year of the volunteer. And reason for doing so is to recognize the 2.57 million volunteers we had just last year alone in our great state and bring awareness to that initiative. So that's from the state perspective, and I think that's really great because now with this initiative, we want to increase those numbers.
Yeah, very good. No, and again, we are so honored, I know at the state level. This initiative is very important to a number of people. It started very much at the state level. Getting a resolution passed is not always an easy thing to do. It is Senate Resolution 1002. So if anyone is interested in looking that up and seeing more about it, that's a good way to get going. So what would you tell people about the importance of volunteering? And why is it important to you that you took on this responsibility?
Well, I remember in my younger years, very long ago, of course, I started off volunteering really early. I remember I started off by being a candy striper. Later, I learned how to play the piano, and I loved going to retirement homes and bring smiles to the people in the retirement homes with classical music as well as music that they remember from their homeland. And it completed more than it completed them. But I'm very interested in this initiative, and I'm most humbled to have been named the face of it because it's very important. Volunteerism and civic engagement, that's what creates our future leaders. And if you speak to elected officials nowadays, more than likely they've engaged in a ton of volunteerism since birth. So this is why the initiative is so important to me.
Well, thank you. And I know you've done work in your communities as well too. And so you're just going to be a wonderful role model, to all of us, as well. Just a little bit too, because we want to focus too on students as well. So what advice would you give to young people about the importance of volunteering?
Well, of course, it's self-importance too. I believe that through volunteering, it helps you understand your community more. But it's also a great resume builder. I used it to build my resume as a child. I loved working at hospitals, at retirement homes, even at schools, doing filing and doing whatever I could do. And I think it's just great because when you're seeking jobs straight out of high school, I think it's a great resume builder as well. So again, it fills you inside as well as helps you advance.
As the regional superintendent of schools, one of my goals is to get our kids more involved into their communities through volunteer. And I think they so want to do that. I think oftentimes too they don't know where to go or whatever. So I hope to get you in front of some of them as well too, so they can feel some of that energy and excitement, that you do bring to the table as well. So it's a state initiative, but also here in DuPage County, because we have such a robust volunteer community. People are giving back every single day, and we're so proud of the work. So this was just a perfect fit for us here in DuPage. What kind of advice do you want to give to your local DuPage residents?
Well, in DuPage, we volunteer a lot. You know that, Darlene. We're just very robust in that regard. But at the local level, we want to bring more awareness so that we could increase those numbers and let them know that they could become volunteers at every level. You could go to Milton Township, for instance. They have a food pantry. You could do a prairie path cleanup. You could go to your church, and you have a lot of volunteering opportunities even there. The idea is to get started, and you don't need a degree. All you need is a servant's heart and a willingness to just get started and see what's the best fit for you.
Well, I was delighted that you're my very first guest on this very first show of DuPage Engaged. And as you know, one of the things we're going to be doing in the future is really putting a spotlight. There's so many folks that we want to highlight, and I know the show will not do justice, but we also want to inspire people. Because I think there's a lot of people that, sometimes they're sitting on the sidelines and they don't often know about, how to get involved, whatever, too. I remember from my own experience that I would get involved because somebody dragged me along. Why don't you come with me? Whether I was young, a student or whatever, or even now, how can I, somebody would drag me and I would feel like, okay, but then it was so self-fulfilling and so rewarding. And I think that's the message too that we want to get out there. It deepens, I think, and enriches ours. Talk a little bit about some of your volunteer experience and what it meant to you as well.
Well, it filled me more than it filled the people I served, and that's guaranteed. I mean, since I was a child, I've been volunteering, and I've felt it's very important. I grew up in a very poor community, and I think that also helped to keep me as well as my friends off the street, these volunteering opportunities. As an adult now, I do a lot of work through my church. I worship with Radical Time Out every Thursday night, and it's through the Koinonia Ministries, and it's people who find Christ in prison, and when they get out, where do they go? Is it back to prison? No, we want to get them in a pathway to getting mainstream and having a better quality of life. So I love that sort of volunteering, as well as through my disabilities ministry, as well as public service in any way that I can. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is that the list is endless. And if you have a little bit of time to commit, there are opportunities for that little bit of time. I just cannot thank you enough for being that voice for all of us as well. We're really looking at this. We started yesterday, was a big kickoff here in the state of Illinois. So at many of the Martin Luther King ceremony and services, we had a voice at the state level saying, you know what, this is the year of volunteerism and civic engagement, and really trying to speak with one voice across the state. I know you'll have opportunities. I'm working with other regional superintendents of schools, and getting them engaged in their own communities. Our county board here passed a proclamation, also encouraging others. So we're very proud, of what's going on here in DuPage. It is here in DuPage County, it is a program or an initiative that is going to, as I said, not just spotlight folks, but it's also going to inspire, more people to definitely get involved. So we're going to go to a break right now. So we'll be right back, and stay tuned for more exciting stuff from Evelyn and Darlene. Thank you.
A picture-perfect lawn may look harmless, but its effects can be a real horror show. Rain washes fertilizer, bug and weed killers off your lawn, down ditches and drains, and into our rivers, where they can be toxic to wildlife and pollute our water. So cut back on lawn chemicals, mow higher, leave the clippings, and enjoy a beautiful, healthy, safer lawn.
How do you feel about your commute these days? A little crabby? You can change that pretty easily. Just take Pace and feel happy as a clam. The savings will be a big change too. Travel in a more relaxing Pace.
Welcome back to the first show of DuPage Engaged, a show that focuses on people who make a difference in DuPage County. We're here today talking with our new Lieutenant Governor, Evelyn Sanguinetti, and it's such a treat to be here with her. And Evelyn is also the honorary chair of a new initiative here in DuPage County and in the state of Illinois called 2015, the Year of Volunteerism and Civic Engagement. And we've been talking about the importance of volunteerism. So Evelyn, again, thank you very much for being here. So what advice would you have for volunteers? Somebody who's brand new, don't know anything about volunteering. They could be working, they could be a 55 plus. So we have many here in DuPage County who have retired with great skills and talents. And what advice would you give to your fellow residents here in DuPage County?
Well, first line of advice is stop and think. Think about the things that you're passionate about. And chances are there are volunteer opportunities in that particular avenue. So stop and think. For me, it was music, but for you, it may be science. It may be your veterans. So this is the first place to start. And also too, we, through our county initiative, we're going to be showcasing every month a particular topic. One month it may be public safety, the following month it may be the arts. Of course, it's not exclusive. You could always volunteer globally, but we're going to focus on these topics because they may enlighten those that still don't know where to go. So that's what I would recommend.
Very good. No, thank you. And does volunteering take a lot of time? You know, I may be sitting at home and thinking to myself, you know what, I've got kids, or I'm just, you know, I've got so much on my plate, I'm watching my grandchildren or something like that. You know, what would you tell to somebody about a time commitment when it comes to volunteering?
Well, you know, it's different for everyone. For me, we're a family of 5. A lot of times we get the whole family to do some volunteer work. So if you don't have time because you got to worry about babysitting, get the whole family in. Something else is nothing prevents you from donating. You know, donating to soup kitchens. Also donating monetarily. There's something to do for everyone.
And so really what you're saying too, you know what, if you got some time, a big chunk of time, give that chunk of time. And if you can just do a little, just do a little as well too. So I think what you're saying too is it's really important to just get involved.
Indeed.
You know, and it's going to be so important, I think, and I think that's what so much of this initiative is about. It's getting people reacquainted with that importance of volunteerism. You and I were chatting ahead of time, and you had even said that when we go back historically, that this country was founded on that importance of volunteerism. Right. We didn't have government and, you know, lots of folks out there. We had to help each other so much too. So it's again trying to get people back to that same kind of spirit of volunteerism. And certainly in our state right now, where there's lots of challenges, we're going to need lots of more volunteers, you know, as well. So let's go back to the initiative here in DuPage County is called Serve DuPage. And it is an initiative that, again, you know what, lots of great volunteer opportunities here. Again, really trying to promote, you know what, the importance of volunteerism. And you had brought up that there's, we're going to focus once a month on various types of volunteer opportunities.
Right.
Do you see this as kind of a one-year shot, or what would you like to see happen after, you know, this 1 year? As the Senate resolution said, it's 2015 is the year of. What happens in 2016? What would you like to see happen in 2016, even from a DuPage perspective or just in general with volunteerism?
Well, you know, the effort here in DuPage County for 2015 is to enlarge work upon what we've already established here in DuPage, because we have some pretty magnificent volunteers. But as of 2016, we'd like to see all of that volunteer base start thinking outside of the box and bringing in people. As you previously mentioned, your volunteer efforts at the beginning involved somebody saying, come with me to this, or come with me to that. So after we've built in 2015 upon that already large base that we have, let's think outside of the box. Let's invite friends, because as the saying goes, it takes a village, right?
Yes.
So let's think outside of the box and do that and enlarge that.
We've got a great, in DuPage County, we have a great organization that is with the DuPage County government, and it's called Giving DuPage. It's going to be a great place to drive people to that website, because I think there'll be many opportunities. You had said too, there's opportunities there for the arts. One of the programs that's very important to me, because I work with all the schools in DuPage County, is school safety. Right. We also know that there's a CERTS program that they're always looking for, and it's a emergency response team. Gets folks in DuPage County, teachers, citizens, students, anyone who wants to be involved in providing even safer communities than we have right now. We'll be highlighting them a little bit. So we just want to kind of showcase, you know, every now and then some of these type of opportunities, but by no means, you know, certainly we don't have the opportunities, the time, or the efforts to really showcase everything that's going on in this county, but just to get people to drive there. And we don't want to forget about our municipalities. Right. Now, you actually came and you were a part of a municipality too. What type of opportunities are there for people within their own community to kind of give back and to provide, you know, if they wanted to volunteer? Right.
So aside from going into givingdupage.org, which gives you a few preliminary ideas, you could also look into your city, go into your city's website. So about a month ago, I resigned as councilman at large in the city of Wheaton, and we do a lot of work. And also we have a lot of churches too in our community. We have the community center through the Park District, a lot of people volunteering in that vein. So even if you look within your city, there are a multitude of opportunities. For us, it's during the summertime, you can actually volunteer to watch over the kids, so many different things. So start local, go into your city's website. I know in Wheaton we have a lot of opportunities available.
Very good, that's what I said. This is such a great county, and we're very excited about, you know, this whole initiative as well. So I had mentioned that the show is about recognizing people who definitely make a difference, and we're going to be doing that in DuPage County. But we also know that this is something that the state itself has been doing for a number of years, recognizing those people on a statewide level that have made a difference. And that initiative is called the Governor's Volunteer Service Award. Can you share a little bit about that initiative?
Right, I'm glad you brought it up because it's time sensitive. You could nominate a business or a child or an adult, somebody or something that's made a difference in their communities, but you have until the 30th of this month in which to do so. The governor does give out awards, and it's actually through our Commission on Volunteerism, so you could go into the state's website and into the commission to make sure to nominate people and entities that have made a difference. And then there's a big celebration in Springfield, because although the people that volunteer do it because it comes out of their heart, it's also nice to give recognition. So again, time sensitive. Remember, it's January 30th, last day to nominate.
Can anyone nominate someone? Can I just go on there and nominate someone? Can I do it? Can anybody just go on the website and nominate someone that they think has made a difference?
Absolutely. And you tell us why this person or entity has made a difference.
And can anyone be nominated?
Absolutely.
So that is very exciting. And it can be young people. Right. It can be some of our young people, and I think oftentimes too some of our young people are often under-recognized. You know, I know that some of our students just step up to the plate in ways, and just, you know, I remember when Hurricane Katrina came about in DuPage County, I got a call from one of our superintendents, and they said, here was a young student who, very quiet, very passive, you know, no one would have thought. She took a leadership role, getting collections made, getting donations made, and they actually were able to ship some things down to other students in down in the schools and, in New Orleans and that as well. So, so those are the kinds of things too that we want to just make sure that folks get recognized. Well,
you'd be surprised with all these entrepreneurial kids, Darlene. So it's
I
great.
would. And
nominate them.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. All right, we're going to be right back, and don't go away, and we'll be right back again. And so thank you.
Dear Mom, I don't know how to start saying something like this. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have gone to the party. I've entered a world I don't want to be a part of. I'm in hell, Mom. A nightmare, and I need you to help me. I'm so afraid it's too late. Everything spiraled out of control. I want to be your little girl again. I love you, Mom, and I don't know where to turn.
Dear baby girl, I wish I could have helped you. You would have never done anything, ever, for me to hate you. I just wish I could hold you in my arms and tell you it's all going to be okay, that we can just go back to the way it was. I love you, and I'd do anything to hold you in my arms one more time. Love, your Mom.
Welcome again to DuPage Engaged, and I am here with our brand new Lieutenant Governor, Evelyn Sanguinetti. Thank you, Evelyn. I just want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your continued service, to the people of the state of Illinois. So as our honorary chair of our initiative, 2015, the year of volunteerism and civic engagement, we could not be more honored to have you. Is there any closing statements you'd like to make about this important initiative, or any next steps or anything you'd like to say as we bring the show to closure?
Oh, thank you, Darlene. Both Bruce and I were very humbled to be able to serve, and we can't wait to make a change in the state, make it a better place, so thank you. And thank you, everyone. I'd also like to thank you for putting me out here and letting me talk to my DuPage public. We are very good, but also as a state, I believe that we rank second in volunteerism last year. So I look forward to bringing up those numbers. And thank you to the DuPage County Board, the Regional Office of Education, and all of our local leaders that have made this possible.
Well, and thank you for saying that we're second, because we like a challenge.
Oh, yes.
You know it, in particular, you know what? And so as you and the governor work to make Illinois the #1 in the country, we'll make to make DuPage and Illinois the #1 in service and volunteerism.
Indeed.
So thank you very, very much. I greatly appreciate everything that you have done. And for all of you out there who really want to give of time, hopefully we've inspired you a little bit to be more, to want more, to do more for others within your communities, in your schools, in your churches, in your hospitals. There are opportunities out there for you. I want to tell you to go to givingdupage.org. There's wonderful opportunities there. Just kind of get a feel of what's out there that may fit your talents, may fit your passions, may fit your time commitment. So please go there. Lieutenant Governor Sanguinetti also said that please nominate someone who you feel has made a difference in your life, who has made a difference in your community or in your neighborhood. And for that, you need to go to ServeIllinois.gov, a website. That's another very great website to take a good look at. You can share your stories with us. We'd love to hear about your stories about people who have volunteered and made a difference in your life. You can, we have hashtag #GivingDuPage, or you can Twitter at #GivingDuPage as well. So together, let's do work that matters for our communities. Thank you very much. And I also want to just let you know, please join us next month as we are going to bring to you a high school band that does work in one of our PADS shelters. Thank you again, and have a good day.